wipe out our whole checkbook, so to speak, then what do we do when these other 3 or 4 or 5 projects come up for money? We gotta borrow it. Like the lawnmower shop, the bicycle shop, a couple, 2 or 3 other private owners down there for homes. Where does this put us? And I just think that this is an inflated price.
Okay.
Saying whatever it has to be said, in my opinion, the land, and that's all we're talking about, is not worth $700,000 to us today.
Okay, Ben, let me move on. We're running out of time. Yes, sir.
I understand you're running out of time. If the other properties come available, that's what you have private partners for. And again, we weren't buying the land. We were buying, not having to use condemnation to buy the business, which could have been millions of dollars. This is a long-term project. If you have somebody who has a piece of property for sale and you don't have the money, you have private partners who step up to the table. And that's exactly what we did on this one, to save the city money in the long run. Did I like writing a check for $805,000 a year ago and then turning it over to you for no profit? Not really. But I am your partner. I put the money up. And now we're going through the process of turning that property over to the city. You did not have to use condemnation and pay somebody an outrageous amount for their business, because it's not just the real estate, it is the business. So if you have someone else who is ready to sell the real estate, we can buy the real estate. If you have to use condemnation to take the lawnmower shop out, it's not the real estate, it's the business that you have to pay for. And that is exceptionally expensive. So we're trying to help. And we're just turning the property over to you, no profit. And if you say, well, we're ready to do phase 1, well, we have a long way to go with all the other stuff. If you want to pay the condemnation prices for the businesses that are there, you're going to be paying a lot more. But we're trying to be your partner.
I understand that, but
Ben,
2 weeks
CRA
ago,
members.
2 weeks ago.
Ben, enough.
CRA members, there's one thing that I think needs to be said and hasn't been said, and that is that the appraisal is valid. And it does look at the value of the property and the value of the building and gives you a figure that supports it. Now, if it's worth it to you, that's another matter. But the appraisal is there, and you are being supported in your decision if you do decide to go forward.
Okay. If we had to do it over again, we would have done this totally different. You'd have done a shadow company like Halifax Hospital did, and you would acquire all the property through acquisitions, and you would control all of it. But as soon as you come out in the open market, and we created our own monster when we bought the first park, and you let the rocket go up, and the rocket's falling. There's no question about that. And I think what you have to look at, which has been said, you have to look at the total project and the total cost of the project. If you look at incremental parts, you're going to have ups and downs. That you're going to get some good purchases, and you're going to have some bad ones. So, having said that, anything else that y'all want for information?
Have we got enough money in the city loan fund to cover this?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Thank you.
One other question, Ken. Will the CRA be paying interest to the loan pool fund?
Yes, they will.
Okay. And we have to maintain that property, so we're going to have a maintenance fee on that.
It's a triple net lease, and they are responsible for all taxes, insurance, and the maintenance.
If you talk to Christine, which I did, Christine and them want it for much longer than the period of time they currently have. That's what she said to me. Especially as long as her mother is still living. She wants that to operate as a function as a funeral home, because I went through that with her.
And does that mean that we're also buying a cemetery?
Yes,
Did I hear that?
Yes, sir.
No.
That was
part
part
of the
of
other.
the overall.
That was totally unclear to me, that situation, but
One other thing, the septic tank and all of that, that's going to be taken care of to our satisfaction?
we have due diligence rights. If it's not something that we're able to move forward on, we could terminate, and that would be in the hands of the mayor and the manager if they're not satisfied with the end results of all testing.
Okay, I don't want to end up with another,
No, they've already
There
done
will
phase,
be-
they've done phase 1, phase 2. Yeah, went through that, so there is still some residual, I think, in the base of the basin, but that's about it. It's not in the drain
Okay.
field. They've done all the testing around the perimeter of it, so it's pretty well taken care of. All right, I guess I need a motion, just up or down. What's
I'll
your
make a
pleasure?
motion to approve the contract for sale and purchase with Ridgewood Funeral Properties LLC for the property located at 3571 Ridgewood Avenue.
Can I get a second?
second.
Yeah, motion is second. You clearly understand, would you call the roll? And this is a recommendation to the council, is that correct?
Yes.
It's subject to the council accepting the
Correct.
policy.
Correct. Would you call the roll?
George Steindorfer,
Reluctantly, I'm gonna say yes.
Bob Coleman,
No.
Dennis Kennedy,
I'll follow with the reluctant yes.
Ben Pluto,
Yes, I guess.
Thomas Jordan,
No.
Vice Chairman Martin,
Yes, especially after I remembered a couple of things from the past and when the first discussions on this.
Chairman Green.
I was peripherally involved in some of the negotiations early on, so I was aware of what was trying to be accomplished, so the answer is yes. So the vote is 5-2. Issuance, item 6, issuance of promissory note to acquisition land support of the Riverwalk development.